In total quality management, quality is never accidental. It is designed, planned, and built into the way work is performed. That design begins with a quality plan. A quality plan is where quality moves from intention to execution. It defines what quality means for a specific product, project, or process, and more importantly, how that quality will be achieved, verified, and maintained. Many organizations struggle with quality not because they lack procedures or standards, but because expectations were never clearly translated into actionable plans. The quality plan fills that gap. In this chapter, we will take a deep look at quality plan creation, what it is, why it matters, and how to build one that actually prevents problems rather than reacting to them after the fact. A quality plan is a documented, proactive approach to ensuring quality requirements are met for a defined scope of work. Unlike a quality manual, which describes the overall management system, or a procedure, which explains how a task is performed, a quality plan is situational. It is tailored. It exists to answer one fundamental question: how will we ensure quality for this specific product, project, or process? A quality plan defines quality expectations up front. It clarifies what standards apply, what controls are required, who is responsible, and how conformity will be demonstrated. It eliminates ambiguity before work begins. Importantly, a quality plan is not created in response to failure. It is created to prevent failure. When organizations skip this step, quality becomes reactive, problems are discovered late, ownership becomes unclear, and corrective actions replace good planning. A well-constructed quality plan avoids this cycle by embedding quality thinking into the work from the beginning. Most quality failures are not the result of negligence or poor intent. They happen because expectations were assumed rather than defined. Quality plans matter because they remove assumptions. They align stakeholders, engineering, operations, quality, suppliers, and customers around a shared understanding of what acceptable looks like. They translate customer requirements, regulatory obligations, and internal standards into practical controls that guide day-to-day work. From a total quality management perspective, quality plans support the shift from detection to prevention. Instead of relying on final inspection to catch defects, they identify where controls are needed within the process itself. Quality plans also provide stability in complex environments. When schedules are tight, teams change, or external pressure increases, the quality plan acts as a reference point that protects quality from being compromised. Ultimately, quality plans reduce risk, reduce variation, and reduce the cost of poor quality, while increasing confidence in outcomes. Quality plans are flexible by design. Their structure and level of detail depend on the complexity, risk, and criticality of the work involved. In project environments, quality plans define how quality will be managed across phases, milestones, and deliverables. In manufacturing, they often focus on critical characteristics, inspection points, and process controls. In regulated industries, they incorporate compliance, traceability, and approval requirements. In many organizations, documents such as control plans, inspection and test plans, manufacturing plans, or APQP deliverables are simply different expressions of the same concept: planned quality. The name of the document matters far less than its purpose. If it defines how quality will be achieved and verified for a specific scope, it is functioning as a quality plan. While quality plans can vary in format, effective ones share common foundational elements. Each element plays a critical role in preventing quality failures. Scope and quality objectives. The quality plan begins by clearly defining its scope. This includes identifying exactly what product, project, or process the plan applies to, along with any boundaries or exclusions. Clarity here is essential. An unclear scope leads to gaps in control, duplicated effort, or missed responsibilities. The plan should also establish quality objectives. These objectives may relate to defect levels, reliability, performance, compliance, or customer satisfaction. They provide direction and allow teams to understand what success looks like before work begins. A quality plan without clear objectives becomes a checklist. With objectives, it becomes a tool for performance. Roles, responsibilities, and authority. Quality depends on ownership. This section of the plan defines who is responsible for planning, execution, verification, and approval. It removes uncertainty by clearly assigning accountability for key quality activities. Beyond responsibility, this section also defines authority. It clarifies who can approve changes, who can disposition non-conforming product, and who can make decisions when requirements are at risk. When roles and authority are unclear, quality issues tend to stall or escalate unnecessarily. A strong quality plan prevents this by making responsibility visible and explicit. Process flow and critical controls. This is the operational core of the quality plan. Here, the plan describes how the work will flow and where quality will be controlled. It identifies key process steps and highlights points where errors would have the greatest impact. Rather than documenting every action, this section focuses on critical control points, where inspection, verification, or monitoring is required to prevent defects from propagating downstream. In mature systems, this includes identifying critical to quality characteristics, special processes, and risk-based controls. The emphasis is always on controlling the process, not just inspecting the outcome. Inspection, testing, and verification strategy. This section defines how conformity will be confirmed. It explains what will be inspected or tested, how it will be performed, and what acceptance criteria apply. It also defines when verification occurs, during the process, at completion, or both. A well-designed quality plan prioritizes in-process verification. Catching issues early reduces rework, scrap, and schedule delays, while reinforcing quality ownership at the source. This section also ensures consistency by defining methods, sampling approaches, and required documentation so that verification is repeatable and objective. Non-conformance and change management. Even with strong planning, deviations will occur. The difference between high-performing organizations and struggling ones is how those deviations are managed. The quality plan defines how non-conformances are identified, documented, evaluated, and resolved. It ensures that issues are addressed systematically rather than informally or inconsistently. Equally important, it defines how changes are controlled. Any change to requirements, processes, or acceptance criteria must be reviewed for quality impact and formally approved. This protects the integrity of the plan and prevents quality erosion under schedule or cost pressure. Records and objective evidence. Finally, the quality plan defines what records will be generated and retained. These records provide objective evidence that planned quality activities were executed as intended. They support traceability, audits, customer confidence, and organizational learning. Without defined records, quality becomes difficult to prove. With them, quality becomes transparent and defensible. Within a total quality management system, quality plans serve as the bridge between strategy and execution. They translate high-level quality objectives into practical actions. They align people, processes, and measurement. They also provide a foundation for continuous improvement by creating a baseline against which performance can be evaluated. As organizations mature, quality plans evolve from static documents into living tools, updated as risks change, lessons are learned, and processes improve. In this way, quality plans support both consistency and learning, two pillars of TQM. A quality plan is not bureaucracy, it is a deliberate choice to manage quality rather than react to failure. When created effectively, quality plans clarify expectations, prevent defects, reduce waste, and build trust, both internally and with customers. In total quality management, quality belongs to everyone, but it is through planning that quality becomes predictable. Plan quality early, plan it clearly, and plan it deliberately, because quality does not start on the shop floor or at final inspection. It starts with a plan. Thank you for joining me in Chapter 58. Check out our other training videos in this series where we continue to delve deeper into the 6 pillars of total quality management, as well as tools, benefits, and how to implement TQM in your organization. Thank you for joining, and don't forget to subscribe for new videos from All Things Quality.